In a time of kings and castles, life followed a rhythm that no one dared to question. The sun rose, and people woke not because they chose to, but because they had no other option. The day demanded their labor, their energy, their strength, and when the sun fell, they collapsed into sleep, believing that rest was the only reward they would ever receive. No one asked for more. No one imagined a different path. Life was not something to be shaped. It was something to survive. Among these people lived a man named Everard. He was not important, not powerful, not even noticeable. If you passed him in the street, you would not remember his face. If he disappeared, no one would ask where he went. He existed in the space between moments, like a shadow cast by others but never his own. To the world, he was nothing, and slowly, he began to believe it. Everard lived in a small, worn-out hut at the edge of a busy market town. It leaned slightly to one side, as if even the structure itself had grown tired of standing. Every night, he went to sleep with hunger sitting quietly inside him. Every morning, he woke up with empty hands. His life was not dramatic. It was repetitive. He worked wherever he could find work, carrying heavy loads for merchants who barely looked at him, cleaning stables filled with the smell of animals and decay, taking on the hardest, dirtiest tasks that others refused. He gave everything he had, but it was never enough. The coins he earned barely bought him a piece of bread. Some days, not even that. And so his life became a loop. Wake up, work, survive, sleep, repeat. No progress, no change, no direction, just movement without meaning. But hunger was not the worst part. The true pain was something far deeper. Silence. No one called his name. No one waited for him. No one cared whether he succeeded or failed. He could walk through the busiest street, surrounded by hundreds of people, and still feel completely alone. It was as if he existed outside of everyone else's reality, like a ghost watching life happen, but never participating in it. And over time, something dangerous began to grow inside him. A belief, a quiet, persistent voice that whispered, "This is who you are. This is all you will ever be." That belief became his prison. Not the poverty, not the hunger, but the idea that nothing could ever change. If you've ever felt invisible, like your effort doesn't matter, stay with this story, because what happens next might change how you see your own life. One evening, as the sky dimmed into shades of orange and gray, an old merchant stopped near Everard's hut. His cart had broken down, one of the wheels had cracked, and the goods inside threatened to spill onto the dirt road. He looked around, frustrated, tired. Everard noticed him. Without thinking, without hesitation, he stepped forward and offered help. There was no negotiation, no expectation of reward, just action. Together, they worked in silence, fixing the wheel, adjusting the load, reinforcing the weak parts. When they were done, the merchant looked at Everard, not with indifference, but with recognition. He gave him food, then something unexpected. He invited him to sit by the fire. It seemed like a small moment, but it was not. It was the first time in a long time that someone saw him. As the fire flickered, the old merchant spoke, not about money, not about luck, not about fate. He spoke about something simpler. Time, the daylight, he said slowly, is given equally to kings and peasants. Everard listened, unsure where this was going. But the man who uses the darkness before the sun rises. The old man paused. That man lives twice. Everard frowned slightly. He did not fully understand. The words were simple, yet they felt heavy, important, like a key he didn't yet know how to use. But something inside him shifted, and that was enough. That night, Everard could not sleep. He lay in the darkness, staring at the ceiling of his fragile hut. The words echoed in his mind again and again, not because they made perfect sense, but because they felt like truth waiting to be discovered. For the first time in years, he felt something unfamiliar. Not fear, not exhaustion, but discomfort with staying the same. And that feeling pushed him to a decision, a simple one. Not dramatic, not grand. He would try. You don't need to understand everything before you begin. Sometimes, the first step comes before clarity. Before the sun rose, Everard opened his eyes. The world was still dark, cold, silent. His body resisted immediately. Every part of him begged to stay where he was. Under the thin blanket, inside the comfort of the familiar. This is pointless, his mind whispered. You need rest. You can start tomorrow. But something was different. This time, he did not listen. He sat up, slowly, reluctantly, but intentionally. And in that moment, something small but powerful happened. He chose discomfort. For the first time, the village was completely still. No voices, no footsteps, no distractions. It felt like the world itself had paused. Everard stepped outside and walked toward the river. The air was sharp, biting against his skin. He washed his face. The cold water shocked him awake. Then he sat and did nothing. No work, no pressure, no expectations, just silence. And in that silence, his mind began to wake up. Thoughts that had been buried under exhaustion slowly surfaced. Ideas, questions, possibilities. For the first time, he wasn't reacting to life. He was observing it. He did not try to change everything. He did not chase something big. Instead, he picked up his old axe. It was dull, worn, almost useless, and he sharpened it. Slowly, carefully. It was a small action, almost meaningless to anyone watching, but it was the first time he acted with intention. Not survival, not obligation, but purpose. You don't need a big beginning. You just need a real one. While the rest of the village slept, Everard began his work. The world had not yet started moving, but he had. He gained time, not hours added to the day, but hours reclaimed from it. He was not stronger, not smarter, not more talented, but he was ahead, and that changed everything. He chopped wood, carried it to the market, and arrived before anyone else. There was no competition, no noise, no rush. He sold it. The money was small, but it was enough. That day, he bought a real meal, not scraps, not leftovers, food. He sat down and ate slowly, not just tasting the food, but feeling something deeper. Dignity. The next morning was harder. His body ached. The cold felt sharper. His mind was louder. Skip today. You deserve rest. No one will notice. But he got up, then again the next day, and again. What started as effort became habit, and what became habit became identity. Motivation fades. Discipline builds. Everard began to think differently. He stopped just working harder. He started working better. He saved his coins, bought a better axe, then another. His work became faster, cleaner, more efficient. Then something changed. He hired help. For the first time, he was no longer just a worker. He was building something. One day, he discovered a distant town, a place with no access to wood, but high demand and higher prices. Others saw distance. He saw opportunity. He took the risk, organized transport, gathered workers, and made the journey. The result? More than he had ever earned before. In a single trip, that was the turning point. Everard no longer chopped wood, not because he couldn't, but because he didn't need to. His role had changed. He planned, decided, expanded, but one thing remained the same. He still woke up early, because that time was where his future was built. If you want to stop surviving and start leading, change how you use your mornings. Others woke up late, rushed, reacted. Everard did not react. He prepared. By the time the world began moving, he was already ahead. There was no magic moment, no instant success, no sudden transformation, just mornings, hundreds, then thousands, small actions, repeated consistently until they became something bigger. Everard was not special. He was not chosen. He was not lucky. He simply used time differently, and that difference created everything. You don't need more talent. You need a better relationship with time. Everard taught his children not about wealth, not about status, but about discipline. Because habits create outcomes, and outcomes shape generations. One child once said, "The dark is scary." Everard smiled. "The dark is only scary when you have no purpose." He looked at the horizon. When you know what to do, the dark becomes your advantage. Idea 1. A world of routine and an invisible man. In a time of kings and castles, life followed a rhythm that no one dared to question. The sun rose, and people woke, not because they chose to, but because they had no other option. The day demanded their labor, their energy, their strength, and when the sun fell, they collapsed into sleep, believing that rest was the only reward they would ever receive. No one asked for more. No one imagined a different path. Life was not something to be shaped. It was something to survive. Among these people lived a man named Everard. He was not important, not powerful, not even noticeable. If you passed him in the street, you would not remember his face. If he disappeared, no one would ask where he went. He existed in the space between moments, like a shadow cast by others but never his own. To the world, he was nothing, and slowly, he began to believe it. Today, the world is louder than ever. Constant noise, constant distraction, constant movement. But every morning, before the sun rises, there is still silence, still space, still opportunity. So the question is not, are you talented? Are you lucky? Are you ready? The real question is, what will you do with that silence? If this story stayed with you, comment below. What time will you wake up tomorrow? Because your future starts earlier than you think.